Aliens, aliens, aliens. Somewhere out there in the perplexingly dark and vast expanse of the cosmos linger the counterparts of the fictional entities that make up some of the best in sci-fi horror. Well, that's if we accept the fact that the universe is infinite. Anyway, which is a terrifying thought in and of itself. Because that means somewhere out there we've got Borg cubes heading our way, and I really don't want to be assimilated. Anyway, as many of you astutely pointed out in the first part of this list, there's many more where that came from. So, let's take a look, shall we? Hello horror fans, what's going on? And once again, welcome back to the Scariest channel on YouTube, Top 5 Scary Videos. As per usual, I'll be your horror host, Jack Finch, as today we curiously take a look at the top 5 scariest fictional alien entities. Part 2. Roll the clip.
Welcome to Earth.
For the curious amongst you, that clip was from 1996's Independence Day, and the reason that its villainous fictional alien species aren't making this particular list is because, well, Will Smith punched one of them in the damn head and knocked it out cold, so yeah, it's a fun scene, but no guys, our standards are much higher than that. Also, a side note, but just like the first part of this list, we'll have no xenomorphs, Yautja or Lovecraftian old ones on today's rankings, thank you very much, because we like to do things the hard way. Anyway, on with the show. Kicking off at number 5, the Proton Molecule, the Expanse.
Inherent to repurposing, disassembly reveals useful pathways.
Alright guys, now before we dive into the terrifying implications of the Proton Molecule, first consider this a public service announcement, because for those of you that haven't seen the incredible sci-fi series The Expanse, then please go and watch all 3 seasons right now so you're up and ready for season 4. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. For those of you that don't know, the overriding conflict of the series is focused on a strange extraterrestrial molecular organism, although not a life form itself. The true terror of the Proton Molecule is that no one has any idea what it is or what it even does, and when it gets in the hands of villainous humans and evil corporations, that's when things get really bad, as they tend to do. The Proton Molecule is considered to be the technology of a highly advanced civilization launched out into space with Earth as its intended target over 2 billion years ago. It can infect other life forms on contact, spreading internally and then altering its host by repurposing specific organs to carry out new inhuman functions. Although in some senses the Proton Molecule is considered to be ambivalent or even benevolent, when it is improperly harnessed by human scientists, the results are terrifying, and that's where the true fear of the Proton Molecule lies. In the hands of humans, it's like giving a toddler a loaded gun, and for me, that's an incredibly well written sci-fi horror concept. Yeah, swinging in at number 4, the Yuuzhan Vong, Star Wars. And unfortunately, considering the fact that these guys are only written into the Star Wars wider universe, we don't have any kind of cinematic depiction of them. But that doesn't matter, because the Yuuzhan Vong are terrifying enough on paper alone. Alright, take the Klingons and the warlike Krogan from Mass Effect, jumble them up, give them a penchant for sadomasochism, and they'll still pale in comparison to how alien and messed up these guys are. In the Star Wars universe, the Yuuzhan Vong were amongst the few known alien species to originate outside of the known galaxy, and are alien in the truest sense of the word, even in a universe filled with hundreds of different species. And what's terrifying about them? Well, despite the self-mutilation and the cultural organ grafting that they practice, plus their religious zealotry and their endless war against all other life, unlike all other life forms in the galaxy, they're not able to be sensed through the Force. And yeah, Jedi and Sith alike quake in their boots at the thought of these guys. During the Yuuzhan Vong War, this warlike species pretty much brought the New Republic to its knees and were responsible for the deaths of, wait for it, nearly 365 trillion sentient beings during their invasion of the galaxy. They straight up conquered Coruscant with barely any effort, destroying countless planets along the way, wiping out entire generations in their wake. And although it's been made no longer canon, these guys killed Chewbacca. And for me, that's unforgivable. Next up at number 3, the Weeping Angels, Doctor Who. And yeah, how did Doctor Who make statues absolutely horrifying? Stephen Moffat. That's how. There's only one rule to the Weeping Angels: don't turn your back, don't look away, and don't Blink. Now, a lot of you were calling for some Doctor Who aliens in our previous video, but don't worry guys, that's why we make multiple parts to these lists. But in my eyes, although on the surface the TARDIS has seen a multitude of horrifying creations, there are only two that truly take the cake as horror's best. And the first are these terrifying creations of stonework, the Weeping Angels. Because like with all great alien horror creations, it's in their implication where the fear truly lies. The Weeping Angels are an incredibly powerful species of ancient quantum-locked humanoids, where any observation of them forces them to become immobile stone statues, often covering their faces in a weeping appearance. It's the ultimate defense, and they're nigh impenetrable to any form of assault. When you can't see them though, that's when they get you, eradicating their victims by quantumly dropping them into the past through touch, feeding off their energy in a different time period. The Weeping Angels are almost as old as the universe itself, and they've been lingering in the forgotten corners of the universe, feeding off their unassuming victims like stone vampires, with seemingly one prime directive: draining the energy of all sentient life. Yeah, I don't need to say much more about the Weeping Angels, and don't even get me started on their cherub children. No thank you. Swinging in, species 8472.
Species 8472 has penetrated Matrix 010, Grid 19. 8 planets destroyed.
Now, although the Borg of Star Trek took the top spot in our previous video, there is in fact one species that even the Borg fear, and they're so unfathomably alien that they don't even have a name. Just a number, species 8472. Now, although the Borg were the overriding villains of the era of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, during Star Trek Voyager, the awesome Captain Janeway delved deeper into their true intention, only to discover their one true foe. These guys, a non-humanoid species who are the sole inhabitants of a strange dimension only referred to as fluidic space. Now, although the CGI of these guys isn't exactly fear-inducing, during the time, the fact that the Borg couldn't even assimilate species 8472 was fantastic sci-fi script writing, because again, it was in their implication. The Borg consider them to be the apex of biological evolution, and their mastery of the quantum singularity led to their species' vastly superior biology and organic technology. They don't sleep, they don't eat, they communicate telepathically, a single drop of their blood can bio-assimilate another life form, they are highly intelligent beyond the realms of even the Borg's comprehension, and effortlessly seek to destroy their opponent in the most efficient means possible. Oh yeah, and not only that, but they can assume the form of any known life form, at one point even infiltrating Starfleet as a means to gather enough information to eradicate humanity. Thankfully, Janeway managed to broker a peace deal and agreed to just stay far, far away from fluidic space. No kidding. And finally, coming in at our #1 spot, the Daleks.
Or would you rather just kill me?
Maximum extermination! Exterminate!
Maximum extermination. Yeah, and you thought they couldn't get any more exterminating. But of course they can, because of course our top spot, particularly when it comes to Doctor Who, goes to the ultimate villain and the most ravenously warlike species in the known universe, the Daleks. And despite all of their calamity and often goofy whisk-like technology, the Daleks always have been one of the most terrifying fictional species in sci-fi and horror, because again, of their implication. The Daleks are the complete antithesis of everything that is good and noble in all of time and space, and they were created with one purpose: to destroy everything and everyone that wasn't a Dalek too. Despite their appearance encased inside their metal shell, the Daleks were a species of genetically engineered mutants from the DNA of a species originally hailing from the planet Skaro. They were created by their ingenious overlord Davros, who sought to bring a 1,000-year nuclear war on his planet to an end by creating the perfect race of warriors. But he created them too perfect, and their eternal thirst for war, destruction and extermination later raged all across time and space, as he himself became a puppet and a prisoner of the Daleks. Honestly guys, the reason that the Daleks have been kicking around for so long is because their very ethos is what strikes fear in the hearts of humanity. It's the perfect alien villain, in the sense that it's the one thing we all hope isn't lingering somewhere out there in the vast cosmos of the universe. A bunch of highly advanced fleshy mutants in an impenetrable metal shell that can exterminate us like flies. Yeah, if that's the case, Let's hope we've got a doctor. Well, there we have it, horror fans, our list for the top 5 scariest fictional alien entities, part 2. What do you guys think? I just have to give a quick shout out to the previous comments in part 1 of this video because you guys came up with some absolutely awesome suggestions and I wish I could have fit them all on this list, but who knows, maybe we'll head for a part 3, right? Well, what did you guys think? Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Before we depart though, let's take a quick look at some of your more creative comments from over the past few days. First up, Shelby Frauvine says, the Borg have always scared me. I just hope I never see giant cubes. Me too, Shelby. Me too. And next up, Holy Peanut Bow says, resistance is futile. Ah, crap. Guess we're already here. Well, on that note, horror fans, I better get out of here. Cheers for sticking around all the way until the end. If you were a fan of this video or just top 5 scary videos in general, then please be a dear and hit that thumbs up button, as well as that subscribe button, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. As per usual, I've been your horror host, Jack Finch. You've been watching top 5 scary videos, and until next time, you take it easy.